Now, if you remember, in 2019, I made a video on Lilo and Stitch, and in that video, I said how I think it's the most underrated film ever, I think. And, I kind of agree with that, kind of don't. There's more underrated films out there, but I just said that at the time. But I still think this film is really underrated. But you know what's even more underrated? Its sequel. Lilo and Stitch, Stitch has a glitch. I have a very interesting history with this film. In fact, it was how I got introduced to Lilo and Stitch, not the first movie. I got introduced to it by the second, so I can thank this movie for that. That's why I feel nostalgic for it. And I gotta say, this movie is definitely a classic. It breaks the mold of Disney sequels being trash, because it's actually pretty good. Scratch that, it's more than good. It's one of the best sequels ever made. It's up there with, like, Toy Story 3 in terms of my best sequels. I don't think I've ever made a list of my favorite sequels. I might get to that someday. So, expect Lilo and Stitch is a glitch to be there too. But yeah, I got this film in the mail when I first lived at Hudson. Back then, we didn't just rent it off Amazon because Amazon I don't think existed back in 2008 or something. And I got it, and I watched it, and I fell in love with the series. Someday I might talk about the other two films or the series, but now we're talking about Lilo and Stitch 2. For those who don't know, so Lilo and Stitch is my favorite, one of my favorite films ever made. It's up there like with like Kung Fu Panda's SpongeBob movie and Toy Story as being one of the best pieces of childhood ever. So what's the plot of this film? The plot is that Stitch has a glitch. He's afraid that he's going to turn bad again. Lilo's trying to win this hula dancing thing to impress her mother. And there's some other stuff going around where Nani and David's relationship problems. And Jumbo trying to build the machine to save Stitch's life. A really good film. Yeah, really good stuff. I admit the Dave stuff is kind of okay. I mean, I could use more politically cross-dress in my life. But what really sells it is Lilo and Stitch's story. Yeah, they sell it with that story. Stitch's death is probably up there with Mufasa as, like, one of the best deaths in Disney history. I think it's more emotional than that. I don't think I've cried at any death in a movie ever. I don't think I cried at this one even. But I gotta say, it's a little more emotional. I mean, it did ruin it with Stitch coming back, but I kind of like that they had Stitch come back because they would have burned down Disney parks if that happened. It would have been a riot. Anyways, yeah. They even got like a remake of the roller coaster ride theme. This movie is a classic. It's one of the movies I would show my kids. And I highly recommend it. If you want to see some good Disney sequels, check out this one. You won't be disappointed. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. But boom,